Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into something different, something that could completely change the way you think about building wealth. You've probably heard the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, in today's video, titled Building and Sustaining Wealth with Alternative Investments, we'll show you how to spread those eggs across multiple baskets to safeguard your financial future. The stock market has been turbulent, inflation is creeping up, and savings accounts just aren't cutting it. So how do you grow your wealth and protect it from the unpredictability of the market? Enter alternative investments, a diverse and exciting world of opportunities that go beyond traditional stocks and bonds. Stick around, because I'll be sharing the best way to get started with these 10 powerful alternative investments that could help you diversify your portfolio, build wealth, and sustain it for the long haul. And trust me, you won't want to miss any of them. So subscribe and let's get started. Let's begin with something as old as civilization itself. Farmland. You might think farmland? Really? Yes, farmland. When it comes to farmland is quietly becoming one of the hottest assets around, and no, it's not just farmers getting in on the action. Bill Gates, one of the wealthiest people in the world, owns over 242,000 acres of farmland in the U.S., making him the largest private farmland owner. So why is farmland such a strong alternative investment? The answer is simple. They're not making more land. As the global population grows, expected to hit 9 billion by 2050, the demand for food production will skyrocket, which naturally increases the value of arable land. Farmland provides steady, long-term returns through leasing and crop yields while remaining much less volatile than the stock market. Take a look at Farmland Partners, one of the largest publicly traded farmland REITs in the U.S. They've been acquiring farmland for years, allowing investors to buy shares and benefit from the increasing value of agricultural land without the hassle of managing it themselves. Farmland investments have shown consistent returns, averaging 10 to 12% per year over the last few decades. But don't worry, you don't need a fortune to start investing in farmland. There are options like REITs, real estate investment trusts, that specialize in agriculture or crowdfunding platforms that allow you to invest in farmland without having to buy a whole plot yourself. Now, before you think farmland is just for farmers, remember it's all about planting your financial seeds in the right soil. Could farmland be your next big win? In a world where food is becoming more precious, farmland could be one of the safest bets for long-term wealth building. Now, are you ready to sow the seeds of your financial future? Now, this one might make you squirm a little, but bear with me. Insect farming is emerging as a serious player in the alternative investment world. Yeah, I'm talking about crickets, mealworms, and other edible insects. Weird, right? But when you dig into the numbers, it starts making a lot of sense. As the global population continues to explode and food production needs to increase by 70%, traditional farming methods may not be enough. Insects are highly nutritious, require significantly fewer resources to farm than livestock, and are already part of the diet in many cultures. Companies like Insect are pioneering this space, producing insect protein for animal feed, and they're not stopping there. Human consumption is next. So, why are insects the next big thing? Let's break it down. First off, insects are a fantastic source of protein, offering a more sustainable way to feed a growing population. They require significantly less water and land than traditional livestock, making them a far more environmentally friendly option. Plus, they grow fast, much faster than cows or chickens. According to reports, the global edible insect market is expected to hit $8 billion by 2030. That's a lot of bug burgers. And before you dismiss it as just a crazy trend, think about this. Major companies like PepsiCo and Nestlé are already investing in insect-based products for animal and human consumption. Here's the kicker. Insects might be tiny, but their potential for your portfolio is massive. Are you willing to get in on the ground floor? Investing in insect farming might sound a bit wacky, but with the world facing serious sustainability challenges, this niche market could become a gold mine. The big question is, are you brave enough to invest in the future of bug burgers? By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and want more topics like this, comment the word "more" so I know. All right now, for all the sports fans out there, this next one is for you. Sports memorabilia. When it comes to sports collectibles are hitting home runs for savvy investors. From rare trading cards to signed jerseys, sports memorabilia has seen a massive surge in value, fueled by nostalgic fans and the rise of online marketplaces like eBay. What makes this market so interesting is the emotional connection people have with sports. Owning a piece of history, whether it's a Michael Jordan rookie card or a signed Tom Brady football, can drive collectors to pay huge premiums for the right items. Just recently, a LeBron James rookie card sold for millions. Consider the 2020 sale of a rare Mike Trout rookie card, which sold for $3.93 million, setting a record for the most expensive sports card ever sold at auction. The card was originally purchased for just a few $100,000 a few years prior, making it one of the most lucrative sports memorabilia flips in history. Investing in sports memorabilia comes with its risks, though. It's a niche market, and the value of items can fluctuate based on trends, player popularity, or historical moments. But if you're a sports enthusiast, this could be one of the most exciting and profitable ways to build wealth over time. Who knew that a piece of cardboard with an athlete's face on it could one day be worth more than your house? Crazy, right? Let's switch gears and talk about something that literally gets better with age: fine wine. Investing in wine has long been seen as the domain of the elite, but in recent years, platforms like VinoVest have made it accessible to a broader audience. Wine, especially rare or vintage bottles, tends to appreciate in value as the supply dwindles. The longer a bottle is stored in optimal conditions, the fewer there are left, which drives demand among collectors and wine lovers alike. Some wines from regions like Bordeaux or Burgundy have historically delivered steady returns, making this a lucrative market for those who know what to look for. According to LiveX, the global marketplace for wine, fine wine has outperformed the S&P 500 over the last 10 years, with top vintages appreciating by up to 13% annually. Wine's lack of correlation with the stock market makes it a strong hedge in times of economic uncertainty. And if you're not a wine expert, no problem. These platforms allow you to invest without needing to store or manage the wine yourself. It's hands-off investing, and the best part is, if the market turns out well, you'll have a valuable asset or a really nice bottle for a celebration. Next up is peer-to-peer lending, a method that allows you to be the bank. Platforms like Lending Club and Prosper enable you to lend money directly to individuals or small businesses, and in return, you collect interest payments. It's an excellent way to build and sustain your wealth with alternative investments if you're looking for passive income. Instead of going through traditional banks, borrowers use P2P platforms to secure loans, and you, as the lender, can invest in part or all of the loan. The best part? You can typically earn higher returns than you would with a savings account. Of course, there's risk. Borrowers could default on their loans, but by spreading your money across multiple loans, you can reduce this risk significantly. Here's where it gets interesting. What if I told you that you could make money by helping others succeed? Yeah, that's the beauty of peer-to-peer lending. Investing in people and their success can be both financially rewarding and fulfilling. Just remember to do your homework before diving in. Let's talk about a surprising investment trend that's been heating up for years: sneakers. Believe it or not, shoes, particularly limited edition releases from brands like Nike, Adidas, and even Yeezy, have become a hotbed for speculation. In the last 15 years, sneakers have grown into a billion-dollar resale market. The hype is driven by limited edition releases, where brands purposely limit the supply to fuel demand. As buyers scramble to get their hands on a pair, prices skyrocket in the secondary market. But here's the catch. While it might look like easy money when the market is hot, there's a risk that more limited edition releases will flood the market, causing prices to drop if demand doesn't keep pace. And it's not just hype. This market has grown thanks to sneakerhead culture, celebrities, and social media trends. However, if you're thinking of getting into the sneaker game, timing is everything. The sneaker market, like any speculative market, can be volatile. But if you get it right, you could be looking at returns of 300 to 500% on a single pair of shoes. In the sneaker world, it's all about timing, hype, and exclusivity. While some investors have made a killing flipping sneakers, others could end up with shoes that lose value faster than they wear out. Like with any alternative investment, be sure to tread carefully. Let's be real for a second. Who knew that buying the latest pair of Jordans could be your ticket to financial freedom? Real estate has always been a solid investment, but it's not always easy to get started. Real estate crowdfunding platforms like Fundrise and Realty Mogul have changed the game, allowing you to invest in large-scale property projects without needing massive capital or dealing with tenants and maintenance headaches. Through real estate crowdfunding, you can pool your money with other investors to buy commercial, residential, or industrial properties. You then earn returns from rental income and property appreciation without having to handle any of the day-to-day operations. If you've ever dreamed of owning property but don't want to be stuck fixing toilets at 3 a.m., real estate crowdfunding is your hassle-free way in. If you're interested in diving deeper into real estate crowdfunding, I've made a separate video that covers how to go about it the right way, so be sure to check it out after this one. It's a great way to add real estate exposure to your portfolio without becoming a full-time landlord. Here's an alternative investment that's growing in popularity but flies under the radar: litigation finance. Essentially, you're funding legal cases, and if the case wins, you get a portion of the settlement or court judgment. Litigation finance is often used in cases where individuals or small companies don't have the financial resources to take on large corporations. In return for funding their legal battles, you're compensated with a share of the payout if they win. This market has grown significantly in the last few years, with companies like Burford Capital leading the charge. Think of it like this: you're betting on a legal fight, and if your side wins, you cash in. Sounds like a courtroom drama with a big payday. But it's not without risk. Legal cases can drag on for years, and there's always the chance of losing the case altogether. However, when the gamble pays off, returns can be quite high, making litigation finance an intriguing alternative investment for risk-tolerant investors. Next up is one that's as timeless as it is passive music royalties. When you own the rights to a song, you can earn money every time it's streamed, used in a commercial, or played on the radio. And thanks to platforms like Royalty Exchange, owning music royalties is now accessible to more investors than ever. Some of the biggest names in music, Bob Dylan, Shakira, and even Neil Young, have sold their song catalogs for millions. With streaming platforms like Spotify and YouTube creating more opportunities for royalties, music remains a steady income stream that's not tied to the stock market. Plus, music is evergreen. Hit songs from decades ago still generate royalties, and every time a viral TikTok trend uses that old-school jam, the owner gets paid. It's a fascinating way to build and sustain wealth while tapping into the timeless power of music. Who knew that every time someone plays Happy Birthday at a party, someone's cashing a check? Now that's passive income. You might laugh, but Beanie Babies, a major fad of the 1990s, are still around and have become a niche collectible market. While most of the craze has died down, rare editions and well-preserved collections can still fetch thousands of dollars. What made Beanie Babies so valuable back in the day was their artificial scarcity. The company behind them would retire certain styles, fueling the secondary market as collectors rushed to buy the remaining stock. Today, while most Beanie Babies aren't worth much, the rarest ones still command hefty sums. Like any collectible market, prices can fluctuate, and investing in Beanie Babies is far from guaranteed. But for those with an eye for rare finds and nostalgia, this could be a fun, albeit speculative, way to invest in the world of alternative assets. As you've seen, the world of alternative assets is vast and varied. The best way to get started is by identifying the asset categories that excite you and then diving deeper into those markets. The beauty of alternative investments is that they give you the freedom to choose assets that align with your personal interests, values, and financial goals. First, figure out what piques your interest. Do you like the idea of owning collectibles, but real estate doesn't excite you? Once you know your interests, dig deeper. For example, if collectibles sound appealing, start small with baseball cards, vintage toys, or even comic books, instead of jumping into the high-cost world of classic cars or fine art. Each market has its own intricacies, so starting small allows you to learn the ropes without taking on too much risk. If real estate does grab your attention, decide whether you want to own property directly, flip houses, or take a more passive approach by investing in a REIT, real estate investment trust, or through crowdfunding platforms. Crowdfunding, in particular, allows you to invest in large-scale real estate projects with a lower barrier to entry, perfect for those who want real estate exposure without the hassle of property management. It's also crucial to consider your timeline and liquidity needs. Alternative assets often have lower liquidity, meaning it can be harder or take longer to convert them into cash when you need it. For example, if you invest in farmland or art, it could take months or even years to sell at the right price. Make sure you balance these investments with more liquid assets if you need flexibility. When you're looking into alternative investments, don't overlook key factors such as risk tolerance, market volatility, and potential returns. Be realistic. Alternative assets can offer great returns, but they can also be unpredictable. It's important to not get carried away by the possibility of outsized gains. Always conduct thorough research and due diligence, and diversify your portfolio to manage risk effectively. So, there you have it. 10 alternative investment ideas that could help you build and sustain your wealth. From farmland and insect farming to music royalties and Beanie Babies, these options prove that there's so much more to investing than just stocks and bonds. Remember, the world of finance is always evolving, and the best way to stay ahead is to keep learning, exploring, and diversifying. The more baskets you have, the safer your nest egg will be. Are you ready to try something new, or are you sticking with traditional routes? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And remember, building and sustaining wealth with alternative investments isn't just for the ultra-rich. With the right knowledge, anyone can tap into these opportunities and secure their financial future. If you found this video helpful, I highly recommend checking out my next video, which complements this one perfectly. Don't hesitate to share this video. It might help someone else too. Please subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts on today's content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.